I've had an epiphany overnight. I can't believe how wrong I am. I've just been so politically incorrect. Thank you, Anastasia, for the opportunity to spend 2 weeks in a motel room, a lovely motel room, just on my own. It's just been so fantastic. I feel so safe from the COVID-19 virus. I haven't been exposed to the COVID-19 virus, and I can't believe you're opening the borders again to New South Wales, to those dirty New South Wales residents. Oh, I'm going to be frightened to go out again. I can't believe you're doing that. I want to stay here for longer. I can't believe the isolation period's not for at least a month. I want to be here for a month, Anastasia. And God forbid, I'm so sorry that I might have been critical of the government. Well, in fact, it's not the government running the country now. It's the chief medical officers who are running the country. Well, it certainly is in Queensland. Thank you, Jennifer. You've done a fantastic job. As soon as I get out of this safe haven, this safe motel room, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to get those borders closed again, to keep those germ-infected New South Wales residents out of Queensland. God forbid there may be COVID-19 coming across the border. I'm going to be too frightened to go. I'm going to be too frightened to go anywhere. I really do think we need some tougher laws in Queensland. I mean, I understand that 0.87% of all deaths in Australia are related to COVID-19. Can you believe that? 0.87% of all deaths in Australia are related to COVID-19. Sound like a politician repeating that the second time, don't I? But it's serious. It's a serious threat to our community. It really is. Don't worry about cancer and heart disease anymore, or people committing suicide. Don't worry about any of that sort of stuff. COVID-19 will clearly overtake that, because it's already at 0.87% of deaths in Australia. I'm really worried. I'm going to be too scared to go out. Once I leave this hotel room, straight home, and I'm staying there, and I'm not leaving at all. And I can't believe you're letting the New South Wales people in, those germ-infected New South Wales people. No way in the world. Don't worry about the economy. Don't worry about the businesses closing down. That'll take care of itself. And God forbid, if anybody criticised the Chief Medical Officer, Jenny, I think if Jenny's criticised by anybody, that they should go to jail, immediately go to jail. Do not pass go, do not collect your $200, go straight to jail. And you should get a life sentence. I'm also thinking that if you sneeze and cough in public, there is such a grave risk that COVID-19 could be spread amongst the community. People should go to jail. They should be arrested and they should be thrown straight in jail. Don't go to court, just send them to jail. Put them in jail and leave them there. That's what we've got to do to keep Queenslanders safe. What do you think? I feel so much better having gotten that off my chest. I was worried about that all night. I cannot believe how politically incorrect I've been. It's just appalling. I've had a complete change of attitude, as you can see. I've been thinking about Dan in Victoria and just what a wonderful job he's been doing. I think Danny should be in charge of the country. I think Danny should be making the decisions for all of us. And in fact, I think Danny should be allowed to lock down the entire country, because that would make us all feel very, very safe. Danny for PM, what do you reckon? Let's start a campaign, Danny for PM. Danny will keep us locked down. Please, Danny, keep us safe from this COVID virus. I cannot believe 0.87% of deaths in Australia related to COVID-19. Danny, you're doing a great job. Seriously, you're just not appreciated down there in Victoria. Thank God you're in Victoria and not Queensland. And Gladys in New South Wales, I cannot believe that you've allowed your economy to prosper during these scary, scary times. I cannot believe that you've encouraged people just to go out and about, walk freely around the streets and spend money and go to shops and go to theatres and restaurants and all that sort of stuff. It's terrible. It should be locked down. Everything should be locked down. Gladys, I cannot believe you're allowing the New South Wales economy to prosper. It's just appalling. Somebody should report you. Listen, I've got to get this off my chest as well. I cannot believe that some media commentators have suggested that parts of the media have been involved in scaremongering. I just cannot believe that at all. There has been fair and unbiased reporting from all parts of the media. It's absolutely ridiculous. Don't listen to that Alan Jones. Goodness me. He doesn't make any sense at all. Like, he was the one that said to me it was 0.87% of deaths in Australia related to COVID-19. I was alarmed, absolutely alarmed when I heard that. And he was just dismissive of that. He said something. He told me that cancer was the biggest killer in Australia, and then the next biggest killer was heart disease. Then all sorts of other kills, Alzheimer's disease. I think that was about 10 or 12% or something like that. It's appalling. Nothing, nowhere near as bad as the 0.87% of deaths related to COVID-19. We should be scared. We should be very cautious about Alan Jones. Whatever you might think of Alan Jones, I mean, the man has an amazing intellect, you must admit that. And God forbid, I think he's wrong. I really do think he's wrong. I mean, he's just dismissive of this terrible, terrible virus. Goodness me. I mean, he's talking about the economy should be opened up and borders should be open and all that sort of stuff. I can't believe that. That's scaremongering. I'm gobsmacked. Wow, I feel so much better I got that off my chest. Thank goodness for political correctness.